When does the movie start? So we are shown this scene that some strange and poor creatures are coming out of the sea towards the city, and they are called parasites. Next, we observe a man who is peacefully sleeping in his room when suddenly a parasitic ring torintao enters his ear canal. That man suffers a lot and then becomes normal again. Now we are shown one boy whose name was Sinchi. He was listening to songs in his room with headphones at night. The parasite tries to enter his ear, but he doesn't get angry. He goes near her nose. Does Shinji have a cough? So he thinks it's a bug, so he grabs him and throws him away. He proceeds to move forward to kill him, but then the parasite cuts his hand and goes inside his hand. Then his wax also comes there, so he tells them, look, something slipped from my hands, and when his wax sees his hand, it becomes completely fine. Now the following morning, we are shown that Shinji is sitting at the breakfast table. Therefore it feels very strange in our hands. And then we are shown the man whose ear had a parasite at the start. He stands in front of his wife and opens his mouth. His mouth was very terrifying and very big, and he would close his terrifying mouth by putting his wife's head in his mouth, and all this was happening because of that parasite. Then we see a school while going. Roads, your friend, got it. She fills it with odd notes, and even when she reaches school, peculiar things were happening. As if much power has entered his right hand. He attempts to cut his hand, but it begins moving and prevents him, revealing that it has transformed into a creature. He was also conversing with the sink. Then we see that he used to read books of Tinchi and also used his laptop because he wanted to know the ways of human living. When he tried to enter the body of the sprinkler stopped it from going ahead, so now it was only in the right hand, and he was controlling the same hand. This is my name, Mickey, and he says, why don't you ever call me? You have nothing, shall I say, are you my host, whatever? Now we see Shinji and Mickey became pals. But everyone else who was infected by the parasite sites, they were causing a lot of destruction in the entire city and killing people. On the other hand, Migi pulls Shinji towards Restren, many infected people there, that is, parasites eating cells of the body. When they see the Sing, they think it is infected and they also give it the course. But when they realize that the effect is not complete, but it is still a human, they move forward to kill him. But Migi kills them from the front and saves Shinichi's life. Why? If the sprinkler dies? So does he die too? And he did it for his benefit. Now news is coming that people in the city are dying and no one understands that someone is going to die. Who? Why? Leg? Sights? Yours? This job? They were sly. Did it covertly. Shinji, Migi, you, companion. Para, why not call it a site? Don't eat humans. So Mickey tells her that you also eat the diet of veggies and animals. So in the same way, our food is also human. So what's wrong with this? Now Migi used to find out which parasite is around them. So when Shinji goes to school, he tells him that he has one more parasite and no one else was his teacher. When she sees Shinji, the teacher also knows that she is infected, but she says that you don't need to be afraid of me. Because not to harm humans? Do you want? Instead, I'm reading their ways so that qualities like humans always remain in me. She takes him to two more parasites, one student and one police officer. She says that this police officer is my husband and we are going to have a baby. And what about the wife? Absolutely. Normal? Will it be human? We want to live like humans without harming anyone. We won't kill anyone openly, but we want to eat secretly. So what? Will you join our group? But Migi does not agree with this? Now the same police officer comes to those people the next day, so Migi tells me why he came to kill me. It is known that we eliminated the parasite in the restaurant, and with that, he assaults the police officer. Now Migi and Shinji also fight a lot and finally kill it. When the Sink comes home, it feels very bad that it has committed one murder. However, we see the parasite removed from the police officer's body and transferred to another person's body. This was not someone else but Sanchi's mother. She was moving towards Shinji to kill her. Does Migi tell you she wants to kill you? What does it convey? How dare you? What did you say to mom? Because did he love his mom a lot and he didn't want his mom to die? But keep watching. His mom. Sir also starts opening like the rest of the site and it starts sprinkling attack. There is a lot of blood and he is close to death. But the next morning we see he has stood up again. So, Maggie tells her, you were very injured? But I fixed our sails for you. But the bad thing here was that now the cells of the Miggy body were going on and now it was getting infected completely. Now, does it feel like it's raining, but where? On? No? Do you get it? So he goes to the teacher and asks about the police officer. But that teacher also doesn't inform him. Miggy tells her, now I'll also need 4 hours of sleep in the day. Save you in time? No, can I fight alone? But why, right? What about sales? Now, was he in her body? Qualities of Miggy started coming in him. Let's see what student showed that teacher had shown, which had now become a parasite. He also takes admission in the same school. Does he pretend to be a friend? But does everyone know that it's a parasitic side? And then he kills all these students. After that, he also tries to kill his friend Sinchi, but Sinchi lifts his friend and jumps from the building. Now she arrives as a teacher and she desires the student's death. Could this have also revealed his secret? She blasts there, but nothing happens to her, and then the police comes there, but she also kills the police. Now Migishinchi claims he's on the building's roof and Sinchi is on the other building's roof. He attacks Sinchi with arrows, then approaches the teacher and requests the police officer's address, who happens to be Parasite. The teacher now provides him with the address. The parasite of the police officer was still inside his mother, but here it is time to sleep. So the meaning of this was that he had to fight alone here to eliminate that parasite. By hook or by crook, he cuts her throat, after which both his mother and he are killed by the police officer. Then we see that Shinchi goes to meet his friend at the hospital. He was saying that I will hit all the sites after scoring 11. Then we see that someone is taking their pictures and he was a spy. And here only part 1 of this movie ends. And now I will explain to you this movie, part 2 and part 2I. The time shown is a few months after that incident. Does the army know if there are any parasites in this city? Those attacking people and wanting to save them. Do they bring another killer from jail? Who could identify who is a parasite and who is a normal human? In front of him? If people bring 11, then he calls everyone normal. But when he sees her, he gets lost in thought, and after thinking for a while, he says that this is also normal. Now when Sinchi is going home, Miggy tells him that we have a parasite very close to us and it goes to a building nearby where it is costing the parasite the cost of a human. When he sees the parasite Sinchi, he moves towards it, but Miggy kills it. Suddenly he feels as if someone is behind him, and this was not someone else but the same man who watered and photographed Mickey at the end of part 1. Then we see the city's mayor, a very wicked man who spoke in the fever of the parasite. And that teacher was also with her, and now we see that the teacher's baby had also been born, who was a completely normal human. Did Mayor know he was exterminating Shinsi parasites? He also desired his demise. However, the teacher rejects his request. She says that Migi and Shinichi are connected, so I want to see how they live together. And if you infect the cicada, our parasite Meg will also die. And that's why he sent a spy behind her so that he could keep an eye on her. It feels like it is being watered that someone is behind it again. The spy listens to all his conversations and tells him that he should inform the police about himself. So he says that there are also many parasites in the police. He comes to know that the teacher has put this spy behind him here. He goes to the teacher and asks, "What are you doing? Do this. Why don't you close it?" What does the teacher say? "So why are you killing our companion parasite? He is just learning to eat food right now, and we will also stop killing them after a while." He becomes quiet and then goes to the spy and tells him that he is a very dangerous parasite teacher. If she can harm you at any time, then stay away from her. But the spy does not believe him. Now the next day, he meets that mayor spy. He had to test whether he was telling the truth or not. So he puts a voice recorder in the mayor's room, but the mayor finds out about it and orders the spy to be killed. This has resulted in a loss for us. He sends the parasite to his house to eliminate him, but if he is absent, he ends up killing his daughter. Now on the other hand, Sinchi tells Migi that 5 pairs are coming to attack you. Now one man fills towards them, and within that same man there were 5 side pairs. Migi and Shinchi fight and decapitate him. They believe he is deceased, but only 1 parasite has been eliminated and 4 are still present. The parasites that are left enter his hands and commence controlling him. At present, she informs the mayor, who is a teacher, that when I had declined your request to shoot Sue. No, right. Why did you do that? Now the mayor notes that after becoming a mother in the teacher's heart, people were coming back. So this thing doesn't feel good at all. He sends 3 parasites to the teacher, but since she was also a parasite, she realizes that someone is coming to kill her and she calls them to the parking lot. And since those days, she kills them by facing them alone. But when she comes home, she sees that her child is not there and she receives a note which says that your child is with me and come to the bridge to meet me. In fact, it was a note. He wanted revenge for his deceased daughter, killing this teacher's baby. She's watering the plants there with the teacher, feeling nervous. So it tells the spy that you won't get anything by killing him because he's a normal human. During this time, the army also comes there and they come to know that the mayor has hidden many parasites inside his building. Now they were removing people from the building one by one and they were shooting the parasite among them. The serial killer was also there. And then we see the mayor giving a speech, who was saying that the real master is the one who can walk without sight. I'm dead, sitting. Army people shoot him, causing his death. Then he screams like a serial killer, saying he was a human, just keeping parasite company. But when he turns to look, the same man is standing behind them with 5 parasites inside him. Everyone shoots at him, but nothing happens to him. Then we see that he is the one who throws the child. When the teacher sees this, she has to become a parasite to save her child in compulsion. She takes her hand out and inserts it into his test, which makes everyone aware that she is showing a clear bias. The police started shooting at him continuously and she knew that now her life could not be saved, so she comes to pick up her baby Sinchi. As soon as she grabs baby Sinchi, she dies immediately due to excessive bullets. Here, even the sprinkler reminds me of my mother and it brings back the human feelings in it. Now, police takes irrigation for investigation, but simultaneously they receive news that side with 5 parasites has killed army. So Chief Foreign Secretary also goes there and same parasite stops his car, causing accident. Now he enters the jungle and tells Maggie that as long as she is with him, he will be aware of our whereabouts. So you come to me. Pleased with this, the parasite arrives there shortly and begins to attack them. Now, due to Senshi and Migi developing a strong friendship, Migi makes a sacrifice and relinquishes his opportunity. He separates from her body and tells Sinchi to run away from there and kills the parasite on Megi, which makes Sinchi quite sad, and then he goes towards his friend's house. She takes excellent care of him. He was starting to realize that a portion of Maggie is developing in his arm, and this occurred because when Maggie restored his body cells, Maggie's cells also infiltrated his body, so he could potentially regenerate. The parasite will find out where I am if the sink feels that it is coming back again. In order to save his friend's life, he bids him farewell and departs from there. But as he exits, the parasite captures him. Yet upon reaching the factory, the chemical substance permeates into his body. But nothing happens to him, so he says, "What are you understanding me? Should I kill you and also kill other people? And then me and the rest of the parasites will rule the world." He is the one who is about to kill him, that's why his body starts growing again. And he attacks with an upper side arpeggiator. Something starts happening in his body and he starts writhing. So Migi tells her that the road you hit her with has a lot of Kapangkalsalgehu parasites on it. Don't want to stay in the body. By doing 11, everyone leaves their body from both sides. If the body structure remains, Shinchivuta Carnage throws it into the fire, ending the date. Now we are shown after a long time when everything is back to normal. So Migi is saying that if there is no parasite left in this world, then we should not stay together either. I will separate from you, but the heart refuses. So Migi himself ends up and comes back in his original form, on which he becomes quite sad and starts feeling a deep sense of longing for Migi. Now let's see that a lot of time has passed and Sinchi and her friend were living a good life and they used to go to meet the teacher's baby too. Suddenly we observe that the serial killer has returned and he abducts his friend Sinchi. He whispers in his ear that the actual monster is human, informing a friend that you are the true master, you beat up people. So the serial killer pushes him down from the building, but Chintu immediately goes like this and saves him by extending his hand. And here he feels that his help has been done by Maggie here, and the movie finally ends here, meaning part 2 as well. You for watching?